Alright, now the story of Shadows of the Damned is very simple. You follow a demon hunter named Garcia Hotspur, who is fresh off his new demon hunting kill. Right in the beginning, he's pointing a gun at a demon's head, and 5 seconds later, blowing its head off. But before that demon dies, he actually makes a threat to Garcia, saying that you've killed so many of us demons. Guess what? We're coming after your girlfriend, Paula, and we're gonna take her to hell, and we're gonna repeatedly kill her over and over again. How do you like that, huh? And then of course, he goes back to his apartment, and that's exactly what happens. The Lord of Darkness himself is taking Paula to hell, and there's nothing Garcia could do about it. But of course, luckily, he has a friend who is a demon named Johnson, who is actually pretty much his gun, his staff. It's weird. You'll figure it out in the story. It makes sense somewhat. Luckily, he has a demon, and he knows how to get to hell. So, of course, him and his friend Johnson go to hell, pretty much, to save Paula and kill a whole bunch of demons and a whole bunch of boss battles. And that's really the story. I'm going to say right here, the story itself isn't very impressive at all, but I'm going to say right here, because this is very comedic. The story is very funny, and the characters are very endearing, and the dialogue is just hilarious in this game. So I really like the story just because of that. So there you go. I like the story. I really like the story, actually, because of the characters. So let's go on to the sound. Alright, now the sound in Shadows of the Damned. Let's talk about the sound design itself. The sound design is actually pretty damn creepy, I would say. You would hear a lot of little moans and creaks and all this stuff around you in the environment. Even though the game itself isn't all that creepy, the sound design is probably the creepiest part because you'll hear stuff behind you, you'll look around, and of course there's nothing there. And sometimes you'll hear something in the background and you'll be like, no, it's just, it's just background noise. And then guess what? Oh, it's a demon. And that's really cool. I really like the sound design. Definitely when it does that stuff where it tricks you. I love that. The soundtrack itself is very catchy. It's very Robert Rodriguez-esque, I would say, because I don't know, it has that feel. I don't know. I'll just say it's a good soundtrack. And of course, the voice acting. The voice acting in this game is hilarious. I love the voice acting. Definitely for Johnson, the demon hunter's friend. He's really, really funny. I really like Garcia Hotspur, and everybody else that voices each character is good too. But those two together are amazing. I love that. So overall, the sound is actually great. I love the sound in this game. So let's go on to the graphics. Alright, now the graphics for Shadows of the Damned. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm actually going to break it up into 3 categories: environments, character models, and effects. Let's talk about the environments first. The environments themselves look really nice. There is a few hiccups here and there though, because you have some jagged edges, some muddy textures, some textures that don't pop in. But besides that, they actually look really nice, very weird looking, because of course this is the makers of No More Heroes and Killer 7, 2 very weird games, and of course Resident Evil, pretty weird series in my opinion. But the environments do look really nice besides the few hiccups here and there. The character models also look really good in game, but for some reason they don't look all that great in cutscenes. Like the faces get a little weird looking, unproportional and stuff. It just doesn't look right. So the character models are really good in game, not really all that great in cutscenes. And the effects in the game are actually really good. The little special effects that you see, like some of the lighting looks really nice, some of the explosions, some of the demons that blow up look really nice. The effects are great, and overall, I actually still really like the graphics. I think they are actually really, really good, but there is a few hiccups, like some of the environments and the cutscene character models. So, yeah, the graphics are really good, though. Let's go on to the gameplay. Alright, now the gameplay for Shadows of the Damned is a third-person shooter, somewhat like Resident Evil, except you can actually move when you're aiming, where you go through a linear environment, blasting away demons, unlocking doors, and trying to stay out of the darkness or the shadows because it hurts you and it makes demons stronger. So I would suggest you stay out of the darkness because it makes everybody stronger and makes you look like a pussy. So stay out of the darkness. It's not very good. Definitely not in hell. So yeah, darkness is not very good. You also have 3 different guns in the game that you can actually use to blow demons back to hell. Well, they're already in hell, but, just kill them. And each one of these guns can be upgraded to become more stronger or faster to reload or have a higher capacity so you can have more ammo. And all that kind of stuff. You can also collect blue gems in the game from bosses that you fight, which give your guns an extra ability like lock on, so you can lock on to enemies, fire, and they just automatically go to your enemy, or the ability to shoot 4 bullets at once, which is really cool. Besides all of the limb blowing up and all the heads splattering and all that stuff with all the demons that you shoot, you also have a couple of other things that you can do. Like, in the environments, you can actually find these storybooks in the game, which are actually really cool, really well written, and actually very funny to listen to. One of the main characters, either Johnson or Garcia, reads the book, and it's hilarious. It really is. It's funny little additions like that that make the game hilarious. It really is. And also in the game, you actually have these little side-scrolling shooter segments, which doesn't make sense when I say it to you, and it doesn't even make sense when you play the game, but it's hilarious. It really is. And I will say it right here, the game itself is very entertaining. The gameplay is very fun, nothing gets really repetitive, it has a very funny cast of characters, and it will most likely be the sleeper hit of this year, at least for me. The game is worth a buy, but you might want to wait until it gets a little cheaper because it's the average length of a video game, probably like 8 to 9 hours, with no multiplayer, and not even a new game plus mode, so you can't start the game over with all your upgrades, which is kind of disappointing. But besides that, the game is very fun, very funny, and very entertaining to play. I would definitely recommend this game. Shadows of the Damned is a very, very, very big surprise to me. I really love the game. There you go, there's my review. Thank you and goodbye.